Is this short-term downtrend starting to look like a correction? Where is this going, and what do we need to be aware of? So yesterday we noted that a speech by Jamie Dimon, who's the CEO of JP Morgan, that attitudes were shifting bearish again as the odds of a US interest rate hike in June was increasing. Interest rates pumped the dollar and pulled liquidity from Bitcoin, suppressing its price. If we take a look at the CME FedWatch tool, where we track the consensus of investment professionals on where the Fed's going to go next, we can see that the chances of a 25 basis point hike have increased by another 5% from even yesterday. So we now have a 35.3% chance that we're going to get an interest rate hike in June, whereas previously we had about a 90% chance of an interest rate pause. Going back over to TradingView, we can look at what was our indecisive chart pattern, a symmetrical triangle. Very neutral, however, we have seen now a fully confirmed bearish breakdown. That happened during the Asia session again. Price actually dumped all the way to below 26k, and I'd speculate that this was a sell the news type event where investors buying rumors and speculation on the legalization of crypto trading in Hong Kong are now unloading their positions into Western liquidity, who think that the market's going to pump in response. Just a few hours before the dump, we saw a tweet like this from CZ that probably helped fuel people's decision-making process, and basically I imagine a lot of buys were placed on the back of that. So going back to the chart, I think we can kind of safely say that this is fully broken down now. So let's get rid of this pattern on the charts, and we can zoom out a little bit and try and get a better handle on where we're going to go next. Currently just looking at this on the 6 hour, and I think looking at the lines, I think that we're seeing a potential falling wedge, although we're probably very close to already invalidating this formation, as price is right on the bottom trend line there. I think that if we are to break down any further, I think that we have a very kind of bearish scenario. We don't really have a lot of support directly below. These lines here are the weekly moving averages, which potentially could provide support. And we also know that 25,000 is probably going to be a psychological barrier and has historically provided support and also resistance. The formation that we're in is probably overall a bullish formation. However, with being right on the trend line and already having kind of dipped below and broken a couple of times, this retest here wouldn't be considered bullish until we got back above the support, back above the resistance, and reclaimed it to support at 27.2. We do potentially have some market shifting news coming up tomorrow. So this will drop at 1:30 UK time, which will be just before the American session opens. So PCE is the Fed's preferred measure of inflation. Last month was 0.3 and it's forecast at 0.3 again. I think anything higher than that is going to confirm an interest rate rise, which will be bearish and probably see us test these lower supports. If we do come in below 0.3 and we see that inflation is under control, or at least reducing month on month, then the potential of a rate pause increases, which could see us form a relief rally. The last thing that I wanted to have a look at is this excellent CoinShares blog on Medium. So what they're doing here is they are tracking total exchange flows. We've discussed the issues that regulatory clarity is having on the market previously, mainly thanks to the fact that crypto investing is difficult for institutions if there isn't a clear regulatory framework and they don't want to get potentially into any trouble for doing something wrong. And the grey areas being provided by the regulators in the States are making it almost impossible for larger investments and hedge funds who, during the bull run of 2021 would have been major buyers of Bitcoin. It's difficult for them at the moment to get involved. And Kathy Ark was talking about this just yesterday, and this blog is effectively tracking the effects of that. So BTC last week saw a total outflow of 33 million. That was the most in the past 5 weeks. And in that 5-week period, we saw a total market outflow of 230 million. Whilst we remain bullish long term, these figures are probably indicating very directly that bearish sentiment flip that we've been illustrating on the charts. Nothing goes up in a straight line, so if you are a long-term Bitcoin holder and you're still bullish but you're putting up with this volatility and this potential little mini correction at the moment, then feel free to head over to our website where we do intraday trading, scalping, and I have algorithmic trading bots. Check out the website. You can access the trading signals from there with a 7-day free trial. Any comments or questions, drop them below, and thank you very much for listening.